I'm Lynn.
And I'm Terri. Brewer. WVUA Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott is monitoring the weather situation. He joins us from the Weather Center with the latest. Richard.
Hey, Terri and Lynn, good Tuesday afternoon to you. Yeah, still heavy rain happening across parts of our coverage area, but the rain's starting to finally thin out. And that is one thing we need to do, dry some of the ground out. But some of the heftier thunderstorms happening down over Marengo County and southern portions of Hale County. This storm's moving off towards the south. Very heavy rain now south of Demopolis into the city of Linden and the Jefferson area. To the north, though, towards Tuscaloosa, just a few scattered thunderstorms around. But the chance of rain starts to drop off tonight. Just a few scattered storms going to be possible through 10, 77 at 10 o'clock, 75 at midnight. But what about that all-important weekend forecast? Plus, we'll look at the game day forecast. Weather's coming up. Stick around.
Now the latest on a developing story in Tuscaloosa County, a good ending after rescue crews have been searching for a man for several hours.
That's right. Two men were kayaking around 10:30 this morning at Hurricane Creek off Highway 216 when both of their kayaks flipped. Now this is a story you will see only on WVUA TV. One man made it to land and called for help for his friend. Rescue crews were able to reach the 32-year-old missing man about 3:30 this afternoon.
They ended up finding his friend's kayak up by Nucor Steel. We finally located his friend that was on a bank. Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue got a boat upstream and actually were able to take him at that point.
Authorities identify the kayaker as 32-year-old John Rogers. We'll have much more on this exclusive story tonight on WVUA News at 6. Now the latest on a standoff in Tuscaloosa County early this morning. One man is dead and another is facing charges.
WVUA's Daniel Sparkman joins us now live with video you will only see here on WVUA News.
That's right, Lynn and Terri. When deputies tried to serve a drug warrant last night at a home on Highway 140 in Buell, they were met with resistance. Deputies entered the home, heard a single gunshot, and then retreated and took positions around the home. They called in the SWAT team to go in and get the suspect out. The SWAT team shot at least 6 gas canisters into the home before entering the residence again. Authorities say once deputies were inside the home, they found 34-year-old Randall Justin Roberts inside a bedroom closet, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Tuscaloosa County Sheriff Ted Sexton told us last night in an exclusive interview that last night's operation was well executed.
Numerous pieces of tactical equipment were used this evening in clearing the house. A slow and deliberate entry method was used. Upon making entry after gassing the house and doing several other things, including trying to make numerous phone calls and call outs to the individual, he was found dead in a bedroom closet.
Sheriff Sexton tells us the suspect's father, Randall Floyd Roberts, was arrested for obstructing a governmental operation. Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide is investigating the incident as is standard procedure. Tuscaloosa Police, Northport Police, UAPD, and the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office all took part in the operation. Lynn?
Thank you, Daniel. Well, today marks the first official day on the job for the University of Alabama's new president. Dr. Guy Bailey was announced earlier this year as UA's new leader. He's a UA grad and an Alabama native. Dr. Bailey spoke with reporters at Gorgas Library this morning. He talked about a number of things, from his plans for the university to what he'll be doing on his first game day. Bailey says he wants to focus on expanding the university's research opportunities and having a strong relationship with students.
I want them to feel comfortable talking to me, getting to know me, and my wife as well. My wife will do the same thing. So I want to be approachable. I want students to believe that I'm somebody that they can approach. And I can't solve their problems, but the person who can solve their problems reports to me usually.
Before coming to the University of Alabama, Dr. Bailey most recently served as president of Texas Tech University. We'll have much more on President Bailey's vision for the University of Alabama coming up on WVUA News at 6. The Alabama Crimson Tide may have started its season already with quite a bang, but the Tide's home opener is still a few days away, and that has a lot of football fans counting down the days.
It sure does. The Tide will hit the gridiron against Western Kentucky this Saturday in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Here's a live look at Bryant-Denny from our WVUA tower camera. Kickoff is set for 2:39 p.m. The game will be televised on the SEC network. Meanwhile, Tuscaloosa area businesses are busy getting ready for the tens of thousands of football fans headed their way. Many restaurants say they easily get double the amount of sales during a game day versus a regular business day. Little Italy pizzeria owner George Mata says they go off of last year's numbers to gauge what kind of business they will see this year. Mata says the bigger the game, the more pizzas that are coming out of the oven.
On the average, we will do 100 pizzas in one day. When Auburn comes into town, I expect to do anywhere from 600 to 700 pizzas that day. So you can see in one day, we might do as much as we do in a full week.
Mata says his business actually did sell out during last year's LSU game. He had to go outside the store at 2 in the morning to tell the crowd they could not make any more food. And to get more information about game day changes and what you need to know for this year's season, just go to our website, WVUATV.com. Click numbers and links. And WVUA is the place to start your football Saturdays. Don't miss Crimson Tide kickoff Saturday at 8 a.m. Gary Harris will have complete game day coverage with special guests, a breakdown of the matchup, and feature stories on the Tide. That's a new season of Crimson Tide kickoff starting this Saturday.